Welcome to the Nevcast, where three bros talk business, art, justice, and the pursuit of Jesus.
Any day above ground is a good day.
Get ready to laugh, cry, and kiss 30 minutes goodbye with Peter Nevland,
Dave Nevland,
and
Rashid.
Poltergeist. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I thought we were
So
singing
welcome
together.
back to the Nevcast. It's Amy and Vicky. It's the Amy and Vicky
It's
show.
Amy and Vicky show.
So we're going to talk about, this might be a little mini podcast, right?
Right.
Or podcast 1A. But, so you have a story, right? That
An
we wanted to
appetizer.
share. An appetizer for in October.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome to October.
Halloween.
Y'all.
So
Let's talk about ghosts.
apparently growing up, Amy,
Yes.
you lived in a haunted house.
I did. And I can't believe I haven't told you this because I've known you for forever. And I haven't told you my ghost stories. This is kind of what I usually like to lead with when I'm first meeting somebody.
What?
Hi, my name is Amy and I lived in a haunted house growing up.
Oh, really? You probably
Yeah,
led
it's
with,
lots
hi,
of
welcome
people
to the
that-
family.
Yeah. That's what I did. We had a lot of discussions about in-laws. I think that's what
We did have a lot of,
yeah, okay.
Okay, so.
So this is what
Ghost.
happened. So from the time that I don't know, was maybe, let's say, from my earliest memories, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Okay.
I have memories of being in my room at night and seeing beings come into my room. I'm wide awake. And a lot of times they look like my mom, but they were see-through.
Like beings.
Oh, yeah.
Like see-through beings.
I could see what looked like my mom walk into my room, but I could see through her into the hallway beyond. And then she'd walk up to my bed, and I'd be like, okay, so if I close my eyes, maybe she'll go away. And close my eyes. Oh, no, she was closer. And then I'd go underneath my covers, and I'd come out. Nope, she was closer.
Amy.
And then on top of that, when anything like this would happen, they'd sit on the bed. Guess what happened? The bed would go down. Creak. And then, okay.
Whoa. Like this ghost would
This
come,
ghost would come,
and
looks like my
sit
mom.
on your bed.
Yes, sit on my bed. Bed would go down, and I would be like, Mom! Mom, until my mom or my dad came into the room. Oh, you're just having a bad dream,
Wait. Was this figure sitting on your bed while your parents were there?
They would run through it. Didn't even see it. It would go away. As soon as they came into the room, it would leave.
gosh.
It would vanish. Okay. So unbeknownst to me, for a couple of years, the same thing was happening to my brothers. I have 2 younger brothers. We didn't really talk about it until they were older. But my brother, my youngest brother, I remember him having nightmares and always crying at night and just being like, God, it's so annoying. He cries all the time. You know what he was dreaming about? He was dreaming about my mom, what looked like my mom, coming into the room and then walking into the wall, and he would try to get into the wall and chase my mom, but he couldn't follow her through the wall. And my mom would come in and say, what's going on? Why are you clawing in the wall? Oh, I was trying to follow you into the wall and you wouldn't let me. And so these stories kept getting perpetuated. We're like, what is happening? And then sometimes it wasn't that. Sometimes it was I'd come home from school before my parents got home and I'd hear the doors open and shut, jangles of keys, voices, no one's there. It happens all the time.
Oh, my
Lights
word.
turning on and off all the time. Like, okay, we got some electrical problems. I have noise issues maybe. I don't know what's
And
going
I'm
on.
seeing things.
And I'm seeing things. But what helped was, I don't know for better or worse, but the same thing was happening with my brothers
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
Luckily, they would see some of the same stuff and we'd have a collective experience, usually my older-ish brother. Thankfully, I'm
You're not
crazy.
crazy.
Therefore, I'm not crazy. Yeah, okay, so got established point number 1. I'm not crazy. This is happening.
Yes.
It's happening to multiple people in the same household. Years later, come to find out it was happening to my parents, but they never talked to us about it. They would see the things coming, sitting down next to them on the couch, onto the bed.
That's so freaky.
It's terrifying. And do you
We
know
should
what
have had
the
a trigger
whole
warning
ti-
for this. Yes.
The whole time they were like, we didn't know what to do about it. We just thought, you know what? Stupid, dumb white people.
What do you do?
we
You
are.
move. You
This is
pick
a
up your family and you move
Stupid,
far away. You
Stupid,
tell nobody
dumb
about it.
white Christians that we are. You know what we did? We ignored it. We're
Ah!
like, if we ignore it, it'll go away. You know what happened? It got
Oh
worse,
my
y'all.
gosh. How did it get worse? Okay, tell us this.
Physical manifestations that became physical hurting. Like my brother, so many times we'd try to run out of our room and we'd try to run into our parents' room. My brother tried that several times and he would get knocked over by a demon and held down. Guess what? By a demon that later, we were not allowed to watch scary movies. So this wasn't something that we were conjuring up in our head, right?
Okay.
Years later, he would be able to point out what that demon looked like by looking at a Star Wars book. Isn't that, we had never seen Star Wars. Isn't that crazy?
Do you let your kids watch Star Wars?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so it would hold him down.
What?
Yes.
So this is not the same ghost that looks like your mom.
No, because it got worse.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
longer
wasn't
innocuous.
It was no longer a fear. We're just here to just keep you afraid. Now it's we're going to destroy you. Murder was in our house. So
I wasn't ready
basically-
for this story. I've never heard the story before. This is my first time listening to it. I'm getting kind of freaked out.
Okay, so it does end well. Let's end it well.
Help
okay.
me.
Help me.
Can I leave? How can I go?
But you can't say, help me. See, that sounds creepy. Help me.
Are you
No,
afraid of
that's
the dark?
creepy.
Do you ever watch that growing up?
Yeah.
Help.
No.
I'm cold.
That's creepy. Don't do
I'm
that.
cold. Do you remember that one?
No, because I never watched anything creepy.
because you were
watch
watching
it.
it.
It was
You never
happening
watched
to
it.
me.
You
No,
lived it.
I couldn't.
Oh, Amy. Okay,
So
sorry. Go
anyway, so in that particular experience, years later, my brother would tell us that he, one of those times where he was being held down, he felt an angelic being behind him
Okay.
that then said no, and then swiped a sword over him. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then that being left.
I'm getting chills.
So my youngest brother
Praise God.
seemed to have gotten the brunt of the physical type of aggression from this one particular
Like he'd wake up with
demonic
black
being.
eyes?
He would be pushed over periodically, pushed down, thrown across the room, that kind of thing.
Oh my
But
God.
you know, normal poltergeisty stuff, run-of-the-mill poltergeist, you guys. So it was one of those things where, yes, behaviorally, he was acting out in school as well. There was a lot of stuff going on that we just did not address. There is a verse in the Bible that says, "My people suffer because of a lack of knowledge." Guess what was happening to us? We were believers. We were Christians. We were suffering because of a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Christians today that are playing a game and they don't know the rules. We didn't know what the rules were, so we didn't know how to play, and we didn't know how to play to win. So when it comes to spiritual warfare, there are rules, and once you know the rules, you can play to win. And in fact, God has enabled us to be more than victors. He's given us authority over all those things. We were not taking any authority at all. We were just getting the snot beat out of us for no reason for years.
Yeah.
This went on for years. So finally, in junior high, it had culminated to a point to where one day during the anniversary of my mom's sister's funeral, this is how devious Satan is. My mom was on the phone with my little brother's principal, or one of my little brother's principals, and somehow she ended up off the phone. The phone line kind of, like, she drops the phone. The principal's like, hello. And my little brother walks in, and my mom was on the floor, crawling around, just kind of throwing up. What had happened? She had somehow gotten thrown back, we don't know how, but ended up with contusions all over her skull, like fractures in different places all around her head. So he picks up the phone. He's, how old is he at this point? 6, 7?
Oh.
He picks up the phone and says,
scary
my mom is throwing up, I don't know. And so luckily, because it was a principal, they had our information. They sent the fire and EMS to our house. My little brother opened the door for them. They take her to the hospital in the town that we lived in, and they say, I don't know if she's gonna live. This is a smaller town at that point in time, and my
was that
dad's
bad?
yeah, my dad's like, oh god. So they want to starflight her to Breckenridge, but it's foggy, so foggy. So then they had to drive her to Breckenridge. I will say, you know what the Baptists are really good at? Prayer trees. Prayer trees.
Yeah.
So the prayer tree has been activated. Okay. Activate prayer tree. Go. So lots of people are praying for my mom. And on the way from the Georgetown Hospital to Breckenridge, she goes from, you're probably going to die, to, well, you're in critical condition.
Whoa!
Yeah, so she's in ICU. No surgery needed, but it's bad. So she stays in ICU for days because it's a pretty bad head injury. And then in the hospital for weeks. Okay. During that time, my grandparents are taking care of us. And they just so happened to meet this crazy Pentecostal couple at the hospital who was there for their son. I don't know why, but somewhere along the way, we started telling us kids, we're telling our grandparents, hey, this is what's happened to us. And this is why we don't want to go home when we spend the night at your house. Grandpa and grandpa. I had a grandpa and grandma. Yeah. So don't take us home. And they're like, what? That's happening at your house? And we're like, yes, don't take us home. And they're like, well, we have to. So anyway, so they were aware of what was going on, and we just didn't know what to do about it. So they had met this Pentecostal couple at the hospital. For whatever reason, they told this Pentecostal couple, well, we think there's something spiritual going on in the house. And this Pentecostal couple was like, we need to come pray over your house, anointed with oil, pray in tongues.
Yes.
And our Baptist minds were like, what? Wait, what?
Anoint with, huh?
What? And they're like, let us show you where this is in the Bible. We're like, oh, God, I don't know why I didn't read that chapter of 1 Corinthians, but okay. So here we are. We're reading the Bible. We're like, okay, yeah, you can, whatever. It may work, it may not. I don't know. So they did come, pray over our house, told us some things to kind of throw out of our house, like any kind of spiritual doorways that could exist that we can just get rid of.
Star Wars movies.
No, that wasn't on the list. Oh, no. Funny enough, because no, we didn't have any of that.
I'm not saying Star Wars movies are bad. I'm not saying
no, but we did get rid of a lot of different like dolls and things, and so maybe we needed to. I don't know. So we did that, and then to make a long story short, you guys, things did gradually start getting better, but they weren't the major manifestations died down after that, but there were still major spirits of fear in our house. Yeah. So as my mom recovered, which took a very long time, she and my grandmother started praying, like, God, where's the open door? Like, obviously we need help. Where's the open door? They started listening to radio talk show hosts back when radio was a thing. Yeah. About
like us,
like
spiritual
warfare. I guess so. Yeah, we're doing
talk show host.
We're full circle. So about spiritual warfare and how to conduct spiritual warfare. Okay, find the open door, repent, tell it to leave, close the door, boom, done. Okay, so we're like, Lord, where's spiritual warfare? Where's the spiritual doorway? My mom was reminded during this time of prayer and fasting that when she was younger, she had practiced transcendental meditation and played with the Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I got a story about the Ouija board, which we don't have time for today.
So, bottom line is,
next Halloween.
This doesn't happen to everybody, but because she did some things and dabbled in the occult, never seriously, even though she was a believer, she never repented of those things, never shut those doors spiritually, and never told those demonic beings to leave. Yeah. Because of that, they bided their time until she had children and then decided, I'm going to attack them now. Wow. And we had the authority given to us by Christ to tell them to go, but we never did. So on top of that, so after that, basically, she sat in the house, took authority, repented, told them to leave. Guess what happened? They left. Isn't that crazy?
Gosh,
for years.
Yes.
Years, and we suffered because we did not know. So this is why I like to share it during Halloween. Playing with the occult is not an innocuous toy.
That's right. That's exactly right.
There is reality to the spiritual world that we need to respect and that we need to recognize.
And not be afraid of and not celebrate.
And not be afraid of and not celebrate.
Yeah.
So when Jesus comes in and says, I am the light of the world, that light dispels all darkness. And I'm so thankful for that. And so what we kind of started doing, like what we did last year, was we wrapped our trees in white twinkle lights for Christmas and left it in all year. We tried to get it up before Halloween, and we did. So for Halloween, our light is our house completely lit up with white Christmas lights.
Yeah.
A, it makes our street safer because we have 0 lights on our street. Okay. B, I am going to be a light on our street.
That's right.
Like, I'm not going to celebrate fear.
You are.
So, Christians,
Listen up. Be careful. Yeah. Wow.
there's power in the name of Jesus.
That's right. And the power of life and death is in the tongue.
And
You know?
the power of life and death is in the tongue.
So watch what we say, and we can speak life.
Speak
during this
life.
time,
And
you
don't play with demons.
Don't play with demons.
Moral of the story.
That's it for the Nevcast this time. Join us next week when we talk justice, business, and art in pursuit of Jesus. We will see you soon.